What you're looking at shouldn't be happening.
It's just the same thing every night.
These employees are paid to take care of recycling. Instead, over and over, customers' recycling and money are wasted in the trash. And what you're about to see is not an isolated situation.
For months, our Dan Tilken has been investigating this company that promises to take care of customers' recycling, Dan.
And the customers of this nationwide company have no choice. They can't say no to the service. Many are forced to pay for something we will show you they're not getting.
Oh, no, there goes one.
There goes, yep, there goes the blue bag.
Going back to April.
And there goes the blue bag.
Evening after evening, cell phone video shows employees throwing garbage in a trash compactor like they're supposed to. But they're not supposed to do that. The blue bags are special. Blue means recycling.
They checked the blue bag.
Of course they did. It's just like they've done every night.
The people who recorded the videos are Andy Pruitt and Jeff Myers. How many times do you think you've watched them throw recycling in the compactor?
30, 40 times.
Yeah, we stopped watching after a while.
Because it's just the same thing every time.
Andy and Jeff live at the Devereaux Glen Apartments near Beaverton. The employees taking out the trash work for this company, Valet Waste.
Valet Waste, the nation's leading provider of doorstep trash and recycling collection services.
The company has contracts with apartment complexes from coast to coast.
Recyclables should be placed in a blue or clear bag for easy identification.
Customers have to pay extra for those blue bags.
Doorstep collection will begin after 8 p.m.
So this is about a week's worth of recycling.
Andy and Jeff invited us to see for ourselves. So we waited and then watched the Valet Waste crews back up to the compactor and do exactly what Andy and Jeff said they would do. Blue bag after blue bag into the compactor. Cardboard got thrown away too. So you don't think this is just some misunderstanding?
No.
Not at this point.
Not with every employee every night. I mean, there's normally 2 or 3 trips a night, and it's always the same.
Of course, we want to know if Devereaux Glen is the only place this is happening. Devereaux Glen is owned by Greystar Apartments, which is a multi-billion-dollar company that uses Valet Waste at multiple locations.
So this is a blue Valet Waste recycling bag.
So we went to another Greystar complex called the Terrace Apartments in Hillsborough. We put this Bluetooth tracking device in a bag of recycling.
I've got an app on my phone which will allow me to track this.
We set it out for collection. We watched the Valet Waste crew carry blue bags to the trash compactor recycling area.
Let's see if our recycling's in here.
When they left, we went looking for our blue bag.
Can you hear it? Yeah, I hear it. That's it. That is our recycling in a recycling bag. It's supposed to be recycled. Now in the garbage dumpster.
We saw blue bags in the trash at 2 other Greystar apartment complexes in Washington County. We wanted to see if it was just a problem with Greystar and Valet Waste, so we went to another company's complex in Vancouver. We watched Valet Waste crews dispose of garbage at the Greenleaf River Point Apartments owned by Greenleaf Partners. Again, blue bags in garbage dumpsters.
You can tell this recycling was just put in here because it's dry and it's been raining for hours.
And in the compactor,
look right here. That is clearly recycling. Not sure what these people are paying for.
of course, we wanted to get to the bottom of this with Valet Waste.
Hey, Heath, this is Dan Tilken from Coin TV in Portland. How are you?
The head of their recycling program even called me back.
So if you can't talk to me, who's your PR person?
We were sent to Patty Girardi. She's the head of Valet Waste marketing.
I need to set up an interview with you folks to talk about that.
The day we were promised we would get to talk to her, she didn't call. I had to send Valet Waste this email asking why I hadn't heard from Patty Girardi. That's when her secretary said she would only send this statement instead, saying, "They appreciate your bringing to our attention an isolated incident of certain properties in our Northwest region that may have experienced inconsistencies in terms of recycling service levels. We have launched an internal examination to identify any corrective actions." We didn't get to ask Valet Waste if they would give customers refunds. At the Devereaux Apartments, there's about 500 units. At $18 per apartment, that's about $9,000 every month in revenue.
It just makes me wonder how much of this happens nationwide and how much of what we think is being recycled is not and just winds up in landfills along with all of the actual trash.
You know, we learned in our investigation it's actually illegal in Oregon to throw away things that are set out to be recycled. And because of what we found, the Oregon Department of Environmental Quality has now launched an investigation into Valet Waste and into Gray Star Apartments.
And they're looking at your video.
Right, they are.
Well, I think what's hard too about this is people, especially here, really take pride
They do.
in recycling and being green. So we know Valet Waste didn't do an interview with you. What about Gray Star?
Right, we wanted to talk to Gray Star, ask them, are you going to give refunds to all these clients? Instead, they sent us a statement about Valet Waste saying, we contacted them about this situation and they are reviewing the matter. Sustainability is important to us and our residents, and we want to ensure that these programs are effective, benefiting the community and the environment. We will continue to review the matter with our vendors and take appropriate action as warranted. We also called the company that owns the apartments in Vancouver, Greenleaf. We never heard back from them, but I talked to the city of Vancouver today. They're actually well aware of Valet Waste. They're telling residents, do not use Valet Waste for your recycling anymore.
Incredible.
Take your recycling yourself.
Incredible. And renters can't opt out of this service. So if I have an apartment in that complex, I have to pay a monthly fee to use this service.
The people I talked to, it's in their lease. They cannot opt out. And if you read Yelp and Google reviews from people across the country, they do not like that, and they have a lot of harsh things to say.
Well, it seems to me we're going to get results on your investigation, Dan. If we have the state of Oregon looking at it, the city of Vancouver looking at it, and a lot of other people as well. And it seems to me these renters are absolutely due a refund.
I'd want a refund.
Yeah.
Besides just the money, like I said, we take pride in this. These things should be going to recycling, not ending up in a landfill.
All right.
If
Keep
not
us
results,
posted.
boy, there will be follow-ups.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Dan.